Testing suara. Testing. cepatlah dek, mama ni dah terlambat ni.
Sound check. 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Sound check. 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Good morning and salam sejahtera. On behalf of the Accounting Research Institute and University Technology Mara Sabah, we warmly welcome all participants to today's conference. Whether you are here with us at Dewan Tun Mustafa, or joining virtually via the UiTM Sabah YouTube live channel. We truly hope you will enjoy and benefit from the sessions lined up today. Kindly be informed that the conference will begin very soon. A gentle reminder to all participants, please switch off your mobile phones or set them to silent mode during the event. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Also, please be reminded to stand later when we welcome our distinguished guests and their entourage. Kindly remain standing afterwards for the singing of the national anthem Negaraku and Wawasan Setia UiTM. Thank you. Good morning and salam sejahtera. On behalf of the Accounting Research Institute and University Technology Mara Sabah, we warmly welcome all participants to today's conference. Whether you are here with us at Dewan Tun Mustafa or joining virtually via the UiTM Sabah YouTube live channel, we truly hope you will enjoy and benefit from the sessions lined up today. Kindly be informed that the conference will begin very soon. A gentle reminder to all participants, please switch off your mobile phones or set them to silent mode during the event. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Also, please be reminded to stand later when we welcome our distinguished guests and their entourage. Kindly remain standing afterwards for the singing of the national anthem Negaraku and Wawasan Setia UiTM. Thank you. To all participants, please switch off your mobile phones or set them to silent mode during the event. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Also, please be reminded to stand later when we welcome our distinguished guests and their entourage. Kindly remain standing afterwards for the singing of the national. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome our distinguished guests and their entourage. Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dato Sri Haji AZAM bin BAKI, Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, and Adjunct Professor of the Accounting Research Institute. Yang Berusaha, Professor Emeritus Dr. Norma Omar, Professor Emeritus of UiTM. Yang Bahagia Datu Deputy Commissioner Karunaniti Y. Subiah, Director of MACC Sabah. Yang Berusaha Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of the Accounting Research Institute, UiTM. Yang Berusaha Professor T.S. Dr. Imbarin Bujang, Deputy Rector of Academic Affairs, UiTM Sabah. Ladies and gentlemen, Wawasan Setia UiTM.
Bersatu kita warga UiTM, kita bangsa perkasa, taat dan setiaku untuk negara, penuh semangat wajar. Kita jangan mudah terlupa pengorbanan perjuangan anak bangsa. Kita jangan mudah terleka
Thank you, everyone. You may have a seat. A very good morning, Kopi Wasian, and Salam UiTM di hatiku. I am Jenna from the Academy of Language Studies, and I'm honored to be your MC for this prestigious event. On behalf of the Accounting Research Institute, ARI, and University Technology Mara Sabah, we warmly welcome you to the International Conference on Technology, Management and Sustainability, Ictms 2025, with the theme Governance, Management and Digitalization for Sustainability. We would also like to extend a special welcome to our online participants joining us via the live stream. This 3 days event will mark a continued commitment to scholarly excellence, collaborations, networking, and academic leadership across borders. We are honored to have with us esteemed guests including Tan Sri Dato Sri Haji AZAM bin BAKI, Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, and ARI's Adjunct Professor. Professor Emeritus Dr. Norma Omar, Professor Emeritus of UiTM, Yang Bahagia Datu Deputy Commissioner Karunaniti Y. Subia, Director of MACC Sabah, Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of ARI UiTM, Professor T.S. Dr. Imbarin Bujang, Deputy Rector of Academic Affairs, UiTM Sabah. Keynote and distinguished speakers, esteemed academicians, and fellow participants, we are proud to acknowledge the presence of participants from various countries, including Malaysia, Indonesia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Maldives, and Bangladesh. Thank you for joining us on this meaningful occasion. Your participation truly enriches the spirit of international collaboration and knowledge sharing. To seek blessings for today's program, I would like to invite Ustaz Asli bin Josli for the recitation of Doa.
الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم، إنك سميع عليم، إنك غفور رحيم، إنك رب العرش العظيم، إنك بر الجواد الكريم. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, Engkaulah yang mempunyai segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kesyukuran, Engkaulah yang memiliki segala pemerintahan, di tangan Engkau segala kebajikan, kepada Engkaulah kami kembali segala urusan. Allahumma ya Karim ya Rahim, cucurilah rahmat dan rahimmu ke atas program International Conference on Technology, Management and Sustainability ICTMS 2025 yang kami jalankan pada pagi ini, ya Allah. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga akhirnya. Allahumma ya fa'alu lima yurid, kami juga memohon perlindungan daripadamu dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami dan program kami, dan daripada segala perkara yang boleh melalaikan kami daripada berbuat taat kepadamu, ya Allah. Kepadamu jua kami serah segala urusan kami. Rabbana alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika anabna wa ilaikal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you, Ustaz, for the beautiful recitation. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our event this morning, it is my honor to invite Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of the Accounting Research Institute, to deliver the welcoming address. Please welcome Professor Dr. Zuraida.
Thank you. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Haji Azam BAKI, Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission and Adjunct Professor of ARI UiTM, our distinguished keynote Professor Dr. Normah Omar, Prof. Imbarin, thank you for hosting the event, Datuk Karuna for joining the session as well, and all the invited speakers, respected colleagues, and participants across all over the globe, as well as the warga UiTM Sabah. Thank you for joining the session. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, and a very good morning to all of you. It gives me great pleasure and honor to welcome each and every one of you to the ICTMS, International Conference on Technology, Management and Sustainability, hosted by both UiTM Sabah, Cawangan Sabah, and also UiTM ARI. I'm looking for the best word for that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the ARI, I extend warmest greeting for you to be here this auspicious event. And I would like also to give my deepest appreciation to Director of UiTM Sabah, Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Uji Muhammad. I believe she cannot make it for the day for some other event, important event. So thank you again for her gracious acceptance to host this prestigious conference and giving support to all the members in UiTM Sabah to support this event. My gratitude goes to Professor Dr. Imbarin Bujang, very busy for the last month to make sure that all the delegates from everywhere can be here at the campus. We will see he has been talking so nice things about the preparation, so I'm looking forward to see and be here for these 2 days. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend warmest greeting to the rest. Inshallah, we'll be having 70 papers presented. We will from members, as mentioned by the MC just now, about 10 countries. So looking forward for all of you to participate together. This is a joint effort for several members, including from UiTM, Istanbul Medical University, Burgas Free University. We have 2 representatives coming here all the way, 8,000 kilometers to reach here, okay? All right. Universitas Raden Fatah Palembang, Universitas Lancang Kuning, and Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. Sebab tak sebut Universitas Kebangsaan Malaysia. Okay, we have very strong partner from Indonesia as well, from OJK, Authorities Jasa Kewangan, and of course our big brother, MACC. Thank you, Tan Sri. So we hope that this conference as a part of big collaboration around the global, and it can last with more output to be achieved, and inshallah, we will make sure that this can be carried forward or moving forward to the next line. And these strategic partners can have been dedicated to many parties, including of course, my former boss, Professor Dr. Omar, Professor, macam last name Professor Dr. Norma Omar. Dia macam kalau overseas kan kita pakai last name kan, Prof. For paving the way lah, Prof, that make sure that Ari and the rest of members in UiTM working together, that make sure that we are renowned globally. Okay. With that, again, I would like to express gratitude to the rest of the committee member headed by Dr. Farah Aida Ahmad. Dr. Farah. Thank you, Dr. Farah, for leading this time, and all the members that been here, So thank you again. I welcome you to Ictms 2025. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Zuraida, for the warm welcoming remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now our greatest honor to invite a man who stands as a towering figure in Malaysia's journey toward transparency, good governance, and national dignity. Allow me to proudly introduce Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dato Sri Haji AZAM bin BAKI, Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, and Adjunct Professor at the Accounting Research Institute, University Technology Mara. Tan Sri AZAM has served in the field of anti-corruption enforcement for over 4 decades. Since beginning his career in 1984, he has risen through the ranks to lead the MACC, championing digital transformation, institutional reforms, and major investigations. His commitment extends beyond national borders, representing Malaysia in various international anti-corruption forums. For his outstanding service, he has received numerous accolades in recognition of his contribution to integrity and public service. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending our warmest welcome and deepest appreciation to this distinguished national leader and respected member of our academic community, Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dato Sri Haji AZAM bin BAKI, to deliver the officiating address for Ictms 2025.
Thank you, my dear MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all of you. Yang Berusaha Professor Emeritus Dr. Norma Omar, Yang Berusaha Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of the Accounting Research Institute, Yang Berusaha Professor Technologist Dr. Imbarin Haji Bujang, Deputy Director Academic Affairs Division, UiTM Sabah Branch, distinguished keynote speakers and panelists, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. This morning when I came here, a little bit, tired. I may say that I just came back from Jakarta, and I have only 3 hours rest yesterday. Then I arrived here around 12 p.m. last night, and then I just have about 4 hours sleep because thinking of so many things. But it gave me something booster this morning when I was crowded with all the ladies, no men. So men needs ladies. Getting old already, coming to 63 years year old, but I'm still looking young compared to Dato Karuna. He's younger than me, and that guy also is younger than me, but looks old. So, what is the recipe? That will be a charge, a certain charge. I have to impose charge. You need to be healthy every day, to have a positive mind, and especially to the youngsters. You are like my children. I have 4 sons and also 4 grandchildren. But 2 of my son graduated from UiTM. So it's my pleasure to meet you all. And what thing that I can serve to you all, to UiTM especially. That's why when they offered me to become a adjunct professor, not thinking in any second, I said, I'm okay with it, I accepted it. It's my honor to be here, and it's my pleasure to meet you all this morning. And what I say today could be something that I may say is from my experience for over 4 decades in service. Could be I'm the most longest serving government officers now, 42 years in service, 3 years extension. 12th May will be my birthday, so next year any of you wanted to give me, send me a FedEx, any gift, you are most welcome. Yeah, it is both an honor and privilege to be here in this International Conference of Technology Management and Sustainability, Ictms 2025, a timely and highly relevant event organized by the respected Accounting Research Institute of University Technology, MARA, ARI. I extend my sincere appreciation to the organizers for this opportunity and for assembling a community of experts, academics, and thought leaders to discuss an important and defining theme of our time. This year's conference presentations highlight the growing implementation and integration of digital technologies such as AI, blockchain, and machine learning into work process and sectors like taxation, e-commerce, and environmental, social, and governance, or ESG reporting. While these innovations offer impressive potential, from boosting audit quality to streamlining compliance, they also open new doors for corruption, fraud, and breach of trust if left unchecked. I have to, because I think I need to change my specs here. It's not getting old, it's getting young, because I need to bring down the power. We are living in an era where tasks once handled by people are now managed by machines. I may say machines or system. I just came back from Jakarta. We are discussing. She asked me whether I have a program in Jakarta. I don't have a program, but I have an intelligence meeting. Nowadays, we are using AI so much on digitalization. For example, I just checked where is my wife now. So I showed to them. By pressing a system that we have, we can locate the person without dispatching our intelligence. Those days, about 15 years ago, if I have a target to do surveillance, I need to dispatch people's. We call it human tracking. So that one costs energy, people, and also costs money. But with the system that we have, that's why I don't want to discuss so much about whether the MACC to need to procure more officers and all that without having a new approach and having a right system. So with the system that we have, there's no need for MACC, for example. This is one of the examples, to dispatch intelligence to do surveillance on certain targets. Firstly, we know the location. After knowing the location, then we see whether that is the trend of the person in the what we call it geolocation. We can make a sample for within 1 month, 2 weeks, and all that. For example, I can, Dato Karuna, for example, I can do his geolocation, the trend, his movement for 1 month. We can see, for example, within 2 weeks, every night, 12 p.m., he will be at the one location. Could be he's sleeping at that time. So that is his house. And within the period before that, he has a trend at one place. Could be, let's say, Bukit Bintang. So every day he has kind of a trend, be there for 1 or 2 hours. Could be his, having some girlfriend or whatever. So when we have that analysis, so by 1, 2 or 3 surveillance, by we call it human surveillance, so we know this guy is womanizing, for example. I kind of have a kind of a hanky-panky activities. This is one of the example. So we are living in an era where tasks once handled by people now, as I said, handled by machine or system. From online payments to automated procurement and even AI-powered audits, digital tools are transforming how things work. These changes bring convenience and speed, but they also come with serious risks. Without proper oversight, automation can be abused. At MACC, we have investigated cases where systems were exploited to approve payments without review, or where digital signatures were used to legitimize fake documents. Corrupt individuals took advantage of system loopholes, not because the technology failed, but because the human controls around it were weak. Technology can improve processes, but it should never eliminate the need for human accountability, especially when public money or trust is involved. Nowadays, you can see, if you like to follow MACC's announcement, the current cases that we have, a corrupt politician, for example, having money about 180 million cash cow. I remember 2017, when we arrested one director of Jabatan Air Sabah. We found 53.3 million at that time in his house. Cash cow. You know, if you check from the Google, where I made a statement, press conference in Sabah office. So all the money was placed on the table, and you know, the smell of money is superb. You know, I mean in Malaysia, I put in Malay, kalau kita letak tai anjing depan duit pun, you cannot smell the tai anjing, because the money smell is more flavor. Papers such as those addressing AI surveillance in e-commerce, audit judgment performance during digital transformation, and the role of artificial intelligence in improving accounting accuracy and efficiency reveal a critical point: unchecked technological deployment without sound ethical frameworks and fraud risk awareness can be exploited to manipulate financial information, distort trust, and bypass institutional controls. For example, that the case that we have now, I made that announcement about the investigation on MACC 2. MACC 2 is a new highway continuing from the MACC 1, connected from Kuala Lumpur to Putrajaya and Cyberjaya, now Cyberjaya to KLIA. But unfortunately, after I mean, it's Sukuk, we call it Sukuk because it's a Islamic product. It is a bond where people invested the money to raise the Sukuk. The Sukuk raised about 1.3 billion. About more than half, I think half of it been abused. So that money was not used for the project. And you can see from the evidence that we shown, partly he used the money for gambling, he used the money to buy alcohol and other things, and many things. So it's a kind of exploiting public trust. Money not being used for the public benefit and all that. So we are now investigating the case. Hopefully that I'm very sure we can have a case to charge certain people. But now, just some addition to that. If you followed what Prime Minister said about 2-3 days ago, that he himself is not so much wanted to imprison anybody here, but he's looking for recovery. What he meant there, we have a discussion before that on certain cases, on public interest cases, where it involves corporate people, or they call it legal entity, or they call it legal person. Legal person meaning that it's a corporate entity, where we discover it involves a huge amount of money. Rather than we go for longer trial, we are looking for, okay, I want to imprison somebody. But at the end of the day, could be we successfully can put him in prison, but what happened to the money? So we need to do a recovery. So there's a choice here. In UK and US, US especially, they have the law, they call it Deferred Prosecution Agreement. They have the law since 1990. So there we can follow some of the cases like Alstom cases, HSBC, in UK, Airbus case and all that. So this corporate entity, we have a case, but the government can defer the prosecution. Maknanya kita tangguhkan pendakwaan, but we have a deal here. We can charge you in court, but if you don't want to be charged in court, we have a settlement here or agreement here. The agreement here, firstly, is about the recovery. Let's say the money involved. Let's say in MACC 2, for example, the money involved is about 500 million being abused. So I want back the money. It's for you all here. And plus some penalty. Could be another 20 million or 30 million. But within a certain period of time, let's say for 2 years, the legal person will be under monitoring. So he had to follow the certain condition, term and reference here. So after that, if he fulfill all the terms and paid the money, then he will be released from the monitoring, from the observation. So this is one of the approach that we are looking into without spending so much money, but it will benefit the people. So we have few cases now that we are looking into it. For example, cases like we investigated one company that he has bribed certain bank officers, and the money being abused is about 700 million. So the lawyer sent to me a letter. So I replied the letter to the lawyer. Yes, we can talk on it. But even though in absence of this law, we have a few provision under MACC Act and also under anti-money laundering, quite similar to that one. But we don't have the kind of monitoring, monitoring program. So I'm looking into how much that money has been abused. Let's say for 700 million, if you're really willing to pay that 700 million plus some penalty under Section 92 of MACC Act, under Anti-Money Laundering Act 2001, could be about a few million ringgit. And also Bank Negara, I will advise them also to penalize the company. As far as I know, that Bank Negara minimum penalty is about 50 million. So I'm looking about 750 million. Money we can recover. So I think that is a good narrative for the people, for the cases involving a legal person. So then could be you people, young generation, will say that, okay, where's the fairness here? How about to certain people who've been in imprisonment? But I tell you what, you have money about 700 million, 800 million, 1 billion. This in regard to those who actually has abused a big amount of money. So a huge amount of money we need to recover first, and then after that we look into some other thing that we can settle in. For example, this DPA also can be used for some other cases. You know, remember this one case where river have been contaminated, the river Kim Kin in Johor. Remember the case? So if you have this deferred prosecution agreement, so the company is liable to bear all the costs for example, to pay for the compensation to the public, for example, and also for the river refurbishment and all that. So government will not going to bear all the costs, but the company has to pay for the costs and plus the penalty. So these are the cases that we need to have a kind of a special policy for that matter, and also the threshold that we have to create for that matter. MACC probe into the foreign workers. This one another example. Worker management system exposed how that digital quota system were manipulated through corrupt syndicates and intermediaries. Weak authentication processes allowed fake approvals, monetization of access, and the bypassing of regulatory controls. This was part of a broader anti-corruption investigation under what we call, namely, OPHACs, which involve immigration officers and certain companies, which targeted systemic abuse within digitalization, immigration and foreign workers management platforms. You know, in this case, where with the cooperation of the certain people from the immigration department, together with the certain hackers, so they can hack into the system, and the issuance of the certain permit can be made outside from the system. Having good technology is not enough. What matters most is how leaders manage the technology. Digital transformation needs more than IT investment. It demands ethical leadership, strong internal controls, and constant monitoring. Poorly managed systems can become tools for corruption. For example, systems with weak password control, no audit trail, or unrestricted access can easily be manipulated to hide fraud or abuse. We have seen this happen in multiple enforcement and public procurement systems. However, I noticed several topics in the research papers covered these issues, such as study investigate how audit judgment and fraud risk awareness are shaped by digital anxiety and managerial decision, highlighting the importance of leadership in ensuring that new technologies do not weaken internal controls. In addition, there are also another study explores governance approaches and ESG practices and how effective managerial frameworks contribute not just to compliance but to competitive advantage when embedded with integrity. Therefore, as gatekeepers, managers must embed governance into every layer of their systems, ensuring technology upholds transparency rather than enabling cover-ups. Based on the topic that I run through, several presenters at this conference tried to explore how governance practices, ESG disclosures, and digital financial tools interest with anti-corruption efforts. Topics like the empowerment of audit committee and whistleblower policies, the non-linear board effects and on ESG performance across Asia, and the role of bank officers in AML or anti-money laundering detection reflect a growing awareness that sustainability is not achievable without accountability. Sustainability is not just about the environment. It also means having systems and institutions that are fair, responsible, and corrupt resistant. When management neglects controls, digital platforms can be hijacked. Whether it's social aid being redirected to ghost recipient or ESG claims being manipulated through falsified data, the outcome is the same. Fraud thrives where governance fails. Sustainability starts with truth and the ability to trace, verify, and audit. This is only possible when governance is strong and corruption is actively prevented. The interlinkage of ESG with tax avoidance, audit judgment, and public fund leakage was emphasized in several research papers, proving that sustainability, transparency, and anti-corruption must go hand in hand. In short, sustainable systems require more than good intention, they require good controls. The success of digital transformation hinges not on technology itself, but on how leadership manages and governs its deployment. Digital systems require not only investment, but direction, clear policies, trained personnel, ethical frameworks, and built-in risk control mechanisms. Inadequate management can turn a good system into a dangerous one. We must embed governance with every layer of technology adoption. It is not enough to digitize. We must govern the digital. As stewards on institution, managers today must act as guardians of trust, ensuring technology serves, not subverts, our core values. This includes internal audits for digital systems, ethical use policies for AI, and transparency in algorithmic decision making. We must look beyond borders. According to the ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025, the region's digital economy is expected to surpass $1 trillion by 2030. Malaysia, meanwhile, recorded over 161 billion in e-commerce transactions in just first quarter of 2024, a testament to our rapid digital transformation. But growth without governance is dangerous. Interpol and UNODC, United Nations on Drugs and Crime, have warned that Southeast Asia is fast becoming a hub for cyber fraud and digital laundering. Syndicates are exploiting fintech apps, unregulated wallets, and cross-border platforms to conceal illicit flows, often using fake identities and AI-generated documents. So this is kind of a, I may say that is happening where we, MACC, experiencing in our investigation, seeing that how that money is not, is still using the Hawala mechanism. Hawala, you know, this is a kind of between two parties. They have a trust, and they are using kind of a illegal banking system, especially using the money changers. About 5 years ago, one go they can transact within the money changes about 5 million Malaysian ringgit, but now they have reduced it to 2 million because it's the regulator like Bank Negara, police, Malaysian Police Force, and also MACC is eyeing on them. But still, we are lacking of information. I told our guest and also our professor here about that, how that we experience looking into the this transaction between wallet to wallet. You have a wallet, for example, a simple wallet like Wise. You have Wise here? Anybody who have Wise wallet? Good. I can transfer to your Wise without being detected. How much that you want? You want 1 million? I can transfer to your 1 million. The only thing, for the first time, the banking system can trace in opening the wallet. But in between, when there is no more legal banking transaction to your wallet or to my wallet, no bank can detect it. So transferring from wallet to wallet is very easy. So we have a good system that can avoid all sort of hassle in terms of system and procedures, but it also create another opportunity. For example, to opportunity to do illegal transaction. Not only that, you have credit card, you have debit card. That also by using cryptocurrency now. I don't want to name the country. I told our professor about the country involved, where you just only need to open an account in this country, and you have you can have your own credit card or debit card, name it MasterCard or Visa. Within this platform also, the cryptocurrency money can be transferred into this credit card, but not directly, but still using the money changer. The money changer will will be directed by one company, and the money changer will use another mechanism, and the end of the day will go to the crypto, and the crypto will transfer into the Visa or the MasterCard platform. So I have the card. There's no need now for many what they call sellers or even big mall and all that to have your for you to key in your PIN number. Just dip into the machine and the transaction will go on. But that one is for purchasing items. But come to purchasing big things, for example, assets and all that in any country, so the regulators still will eyeing on that. So these are the things that we are looking to the back door. For example, now until I must admit that the authorities in Malaysia and all over the world, we can't actually trace the transaction through digital transaction, like using cryptocurrency and all that. But for MACC, we are looking to the back door. What I mean here, for example, I'm looking to your wealth. My officer here, Mr. Regit. Okay, you can see that, okay, from his legal transaction, it's all good, all okay. He's living within his means. But behind my back, actually, he's living beyond his means. He has, this is the thing, another challenges for authorities like us. I need to check his asset. He's using proxies and all that. So what type of system that I have now to check on him? So for one target, we need certain period of time to check on him, because if you wanted to check his legal transaction, illegal transaction, we can't do that for now. I have to admit that. But we can see, I give you one example. You know, if he has tons of money, let's say he put his money in Dubai, doesn't you want to bring it back to Malaysia to purchase something, or doesn't you wanted to use the money? So I have to check. This is the duty of me, my authority, my agency, to check on you, whether that you are actually having a kind of a something that is beyond your style of living. See, this is the other thing. The challenge still, we are using the conservative approach. So conservative approach still, we have to use it, and together with the new system that we have. In 2023 alone, over 330 million was lost to scams, which represents a 25% increase over the full year of 2022, involving crypto misuse, fake investment platforms, and social engineering attacks, many rooted in poor oversight of digital channels. In one of the cases that we have, we call it Ops Tropicana, MACC uncovered a transnational investment fraud syndicate operating boiler rooms across Malaysia. The investigation revealed how digital platforms and payment systems were used to deceive thousands of victims. With support from professionals such as bank officers, accountants, and company secretaries, now known as professional enablers. That's why I used to say sometimes, the most notorious profession now in the world is no longer lawyers, enforcement officers. They are IT people and also accountants. Okay. For example, the MACC 2 case, Nebulous is the accountants. They are the one who created kind of creative accounting and all that. I'm not an accountant, but I have people who can check on that. You see? Yeah. The other thing, it's good to become an accountant, but you must have an ethics here. So this enables misuse legitimate business structures to layer illicit funds and evade detection. You know, I have a friend also. He did not appoint an accountant. He just appoint kind of a person who are really professional in doing accounts and all that. So he has some illegal activities, I may say, quote unquote, an unknown source. So how did he do it? He need to open up many outlets in one state in Malaysia. So that outlet, if you see before your eyes, you can have about 20 outlets selling certain things. But if you observe the outlets, it doesn't make sense that the outlet can gain so much profit. But he paid tax and all that. Who help him? You are the people who help him. This operation reflects a critical truth. Technology without governance is not progress. It is exposure. Digital platforms must be governed with the same, if not greater, rigor than physical system. Only through such governance can innovation build resilience, not serve as a cloak for abuse. We now face a dual reality. On one side, we celebrate over 300 fintech players in Malaysia, licensed and overseen by Bank Negara and the Securities Commission, as reported in the Malaysia Fintech Report 2023, forming a vibrant ecosystem that supports innovation, financial inclusion, and access to alternative financing. These regulated entities have contributed to the expansion of digital payments, e-wallet usage, and crowdfunding platforms, especially among underserved communities and micro enterprises. We have a recent case about 2-3 years ago. We arrested a group of NGOs committee. This is an NGO who form a crowdfunding. They collected over, I think, more than 30 million of ringgit Malaysia, but they abused 26 million. The money translated into the chairman personal account, and the money been laundered here and there. You see, this is about crowdfunding. So be careful. That's why I have a bit negative sometimes when I saw a certain influencers. Anybody is influencers here? Influencing people to donate here and there. We have a case on Amman Palestine. We charge those people, you know. So they said the money will be sent to Palestine, and this case will be sent to Syria, to the Syrian. I pity the Syrian people being used to collect money. So these are the things. MACC, we can act without any complaint. If we have the information that be verified, we won't take long. It won't take long. We will start investigating the case. That's why there are certain queries from the public, probably come from you all. Why MACC is so much interested in looking into certain cases is for the public interest. On the other side, however, we are witnessing the proliferation of unlicensed financial application, peer-to-peer crypto lending schemes, and foreign-based digital wallets operating beyond legal boundaries and without local accountability. This unregulated segment has become a fertile ground for abuse. In MACC's financial crime investigation, fintech has emerged as both a challenge and a battlefield. White-collar criminals are increasingly using unregistered platforms to conceal transactions, send bribes across borders, and create complex layering structures via micro-transfer. Some platforms are deliberately designed to offer anonymity and decentralization, bypassing Know Your Customer or KYC protocols entirely. These features, while once hailed as hallmarks of innovation, now pose serious enforcement challenges. A key enabler in this evolving threat landscape is blockchain technology. While blockchain is often praised for its transparency and immutability, it also being strategically exploited for illicit financial flows. Criminal actors use multiple wallets and smart contracts to fragment and obscure the origins of funds, a tactic that complicates tracing, especially when transactions occur across different chains and jurisdictions. What was once a tool for audibility is now also a mechanism for complexity and concealment. Recent media reports have highlighted how scam-as-a-service syndicates in Southeast Asia are leveraging fintech and blockchain tools to launder proceeds online fraud, often masked under the guise of cross-border e-commerce, gaming credits, or digital remittance services. This forces us to rethink not just financial regulation, but how we investigate, detect, and prosecute corruption in a tech-augmented landscape. A modern anti-corruption framework must integrate fintech intelligence, blockchain forensics, digital surveillance capability, and cross-border regulatory collaboration to close legal gaps and disrupt new-age laundering techniques. Ladies and gentlemen, technology is not the enemy. Poor governance is. To prevent corruption in this era, we must reform not just policies, but mindsets. We must cultivate digital integrity just as we once campaigned for physical transparency. Let this conference be the spark of new alliances between academia, regulators, and practitioners to advance ethical technology, responsible management, and sustainable governance. With that, it gives me great pleasure to declare the International Conference on Technology, Management and Sustainability, Ictms, officially open. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Tan Sri, for that insightful and powerful address. We are truly honored by your presence and your continued support for the advancement of academic excellence and integrity. Yang Bahagia Tan Sri, kindly remain on stage. With that, I would now like to invite Yang Berusaha, Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of ARI, to present a special token of appreciation to Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dato Sri Haji AZAM bin BAKI. We would now like to invite all VIPs and keynote speakers to the stage for the official group photo session. Kindly make your way to the designated area. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to please stand for a group photo session. Okay, we appreciate it if those who are sitting at the sides to move to the center. Thank you. Okay, we would like to invite all the other UiTM branches to also come down for the picture taking. Please join us. Thank you, everybody. You may take your seats. We shall continue to the next session shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, Tan Sri Dato Sri Haji AZAM bin